Welcome. Myself K. Gokulakrishnan here to present our project which I have done with my batchmates S. Jamaluddin, J. Castro and Venkat Raghavan on development of a suitable coronary stent material. In coronary artery, stent is being employed to widen the lumen of an artery which has been narrowed by several effects such as atherosclerosis, calcification of blood vessels, or due to inatrogenesis because of medical errors. Currently, we employ drug-eluting stents DES and bare metal stent BMS for this process. But there is a problem called in-stent restenosis because of employment of these two kind of stents. In the case of bare metal stent, the restenosis process is triggered by the development of neointima, a new tissue around the stent. And when this neointima proliferates in an uncontrolled manner, it becomes a hyperplasia where the whole stent, including the inner lumen of the stent, is also covered with this tissue. And when this hyperplasia grows in an uncontrollable way, it again reobstructs the vessels. So the purpose of employment of the stent is being defeated. In the case of drug-eluting stent, it is because of late stent prothrombosis. This triggers again antigen. The late stent thrombosis prevents the blood vessel to again come back to its normal position even after the stent has been removed after serving its purpose. In our project, we have used magnesium alloy AZ31, which has magnesium 96%, aluminum 3%, zinc 0.96%, and manganese as calcium metal in traces. Because magnesium alloy has been effectively biocompatible with our system and it has been proved by previous studies. And this magnesium metal is being coated with a polymer called PHBV, that is poly 3-hydroxybutyrate code 3 valerate. And this polymer has the advantage as it can degrade into a molecule called glucose, which is highly biocompatible with our human body. Okay. The coating process which we have used is called as electrospinning. In electrospinning, there is a production of nanofibers of the polymer solution that can be coated over the material. The device used for this experiment is a spin nano that is available at Nanotech Research Center, SRM University. The following are the specifications of this device. The collector distance can be varied from 8 to 30 cm. The voltage range can be varied from 0 to 50 kV and it has a capacity of 3 syringes. Now, talking about the materials and methods of the experiment. The metal sheet AZ31 was cut into dimension 10 mm into 10 mm and it already had a thickness of 1 mm. The cutting was performed by ENC that is available at the mechanical lab in SRM University. The machine used for electrospinning was eSpin Nano and the specification of this machine has been mentioned earlier. The solution used for electrospinning had a concentration of 15% of PHBV in a solution mix of the solvents, chloroform and DMF, which were mixed at the ratio of 80:20. And while coming to the conditions that were followed during the electrospinning, the temperature was set at 22 degrees Celsius, the humidity was 65% and the collected distance was 15 cm, so that more fiber can be collected over it. As a result of the electrospinning, the fiber were coated on the metal and we also obtained a yield of scaffold of PHBV. All these three, the scaffold, the bare metal and the coated metal, were taken for various characterization tests such as SEM, XRD, FTIR and corrosion tests. And also we observed the morphological tests of the surfaces in simulated body fluid. While coming to the results of the experiment, the SEM images have shown that the bare metal, the coated metal with annealing and coated metal which has been annealed as well as been chemically treated. While coming to the same observation, the methodology which we have followed is according to Kirti Saujanya et al. In 2014. The bare metal is normal as usual, whereas while comparing the annealed and coated metal and annealed chemically treated and coated metal, the annealed chemically treated uncoated metal has shown the acceptance of fiber uniform as well as extremely high. And this is very evident while they are going for the SEM at 5 micrometer and 10 micrometer. Next, while coming to the FTIR analysis, that is Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, the pattern of the annealed and coated metal is similar to that of the bare metal, whereas the pattern of the annealed, coated and treated metal is similar to that of the PHPV polymer. This signifies that the PHPV polymer has been coated uniformly as well as present all over the surface of the substrate, that is MG alloy AZ31. Next, while coming to the XRD analysis, the peaks at 30 to 40 degrees 2 theta has been amplified in the coated metal. This is because the XRD peaks of the PHBV polymer lies in the same region, so the peaks have been amplified while compared to the bare metal, and this has been proved previously by Wang et al. In 2004. Next, the SBF immersion test has been carried out for 21 days. And after taking out, while going for the SBF immersion test, the test was carried out for bare metal, scaffold and the coated and treated metal. After 21 days, the complete morphology of the surface of the bare metal has been damaged extensively, and this is because of pitting corrosion. Next, while coming to the coated and treated metal, the surface have started now only to corrode little bit, and this suggests that it can be used for implants. Next, finally coming for the scaffold. The scaffold has remained morphologically stable even after 21 days, and that is why there's a suggestion that discussion as well as a suggestion that the electrospinning can be done directly over the metallic stent rather than going for a coated metal for stent making. Next, while coming for the corrosion test, the voltage curve, the potential dynamic voltage curve of both the bare metal as well as the coated and treated metal has been taken, and the coated and treated metal has shown a shift in the voltage level, which signifies that the corrosion of the coated and treated metal is far long. The corrosion rate or degradation rate is very negligible or very low when compared to that of the bare metal. Then, while finally going for the simulation model using ANSYS software, we chose the nitinol stent model. The nitinol stent model has been chosen because the Poisson ratio as well as the density and the properties of tensile stress and the Young's modulus are similar to that of the magnesium metal, the alloy that we have chosen. While going for the ANSYS model, we took both the coated and treated metals properties as well as the coated metal properties, and while applying at 5 Newton and 10 Newton loads, the coated and treated metal property has shown significantly low stress when compared to the bare metal, and this shows that our stent material that we have synthesized is completely compatible for a stent design and especially to that of nitinol. Thank you.